Hello everyone, welcome to our third of our Tales and Tales Science with Mr. Brian activities. And today we'll be looking at the third of the 4 forces that we need in order for planes to fly. And to recap again, that is thrust, lift, weight, and drag. So today we're looking at force number 3, which is weight, which is caused by gravity. And of course, weight is, what forces the plane down. You want to, in order to ensure that you have the best possibility for flight, you want to make sure that in your plane, the weight is as equally distributed as possible. If either the front part or the back part of the plane is too heavy, then like if the front part is too heavy, you might come into a nosedive trying to land. Or if the back part is too heavy, then it may not be able to actually ever achieve lift off the ground. Now, today we're going to be making another type of glider. This one is a different type and different shape and ties into our Tales and Tales. I guess you could say this one falls into a fantasy or science fiction realm of tales and stories. And speaking of tales and stories, please remember to make sure that if you want to be receiving these activity kits in the mail, that you have gotten registered for our summer reading activities. I will leave in the description of this video down below. You will see a link to the Reader Zone webpage where it'll talk about the app to download where you can get registered for our summer reading program. That will also be where you will be recording the number of books that you have read. We also have a wonderful tutorial on the children's part of our library's website, and I will leave a link to our website down in the description below as well. So, today our little mini glider that we'll be making is a dragon glider. And just like the other kits that we've been doing, this will arrive in, there'll be different styles of this that will arrive, different colors. You can see here mine is mainly orange with a little bit of red and a touch of blue. And all the pieces that we need are all inside. So just like with our other things, let's look inside and see what we have. Now you may notice that this will be a very similar process to how we put together the little mini glider, but one of the things that I was really wanting to stress and for us to look at this summer is how gliders of different shapes and sizes behave and will fly in different ways. That way we can compare and see which one has flown the best for us, which one have we had the most success with, and which ones have we had to really work with in order to get it to actually fly for us like what we want. Now, just like the mini glider, you can see here we have a little stabilization clear plastic piece that will go on the front. We have our dragon body. This will be our main body for our glider. We have the dragon wings here, which are really nice looking. And we've got this little kind of V-shaped piece here, which will act as our back wing near the tail of our glider. Now, just like with our mini glider, you can see here I've got a little tab that I need to punch out. Now, here we have our wings. There's a little slot. The slot will help us make sure that we keep these in the middle part of our dragon body. And the slot will go here right up against the dragon body right there to hold it into place. I would say for me, this dark orange would be the top part, and then this lighter yellow, that would, to me, would be the underside of the wings, but you can assemble yours the way that you want. And then we just have to carefully work its way in and then slide it to the front. And then we can work it around until we think that we've got it all nice and firm and steady. Then with our little V piece here, arrow little piece, I guess you could say, you can see it also has a slot, and that slot will be what we'll need to slide in back here near the tail of the dragon, which will be the tail of our glider. And again, we'll want to make sure that we have it all nice and centered. And so this should help, as we were discussing earlier, with weight. Having the wings here and having this little back wing here should help keep the weight of our glider all nice and even, so when we go to test it and see how well that it will fly, we won't end up with all the weight here in the front to where it will nosedive, hopefully. We would like to also make sure that we don't have too much weight in the back to where it's not going to be able to be fly too far. Since we are going to be providing the thrust, we want to make sure that we don't just throw it and just goes straight down to the ground. Now, last but not least, I wanted to make sure that here on the front part, our nose of the dragon and the nose of our glider, we want to make sure that we put on our little stabilizer piece. That should help us maintain that nice and even weight. So now let us go and test out our little dragon glider, and we'll see how well that it flies. Okay everyone, Mr. Brian here again, and now it's time to test our dragon glider. And what we're going to see here, once again, as before, I'm in the library's community room, and we will be testing it out to see, just like also before, where you hold your glider or plane will certainly determine its path, how far it travels, how straight your flight will travel. Sometimes, what I have been finding is with how I've been throwing it, I've been getting a nice little curve, and then it's come down and then it would land. And you can see, looking here at my dragon, that the body has got a slight curve in it through here. So that'll be interesting to see if that affects the plane at all. And since we were looking at weight earlier, it'll be interesting to see if this does a nice job of making sure that the weight is equally distributed, or are we going to find that our little stabilizer here on the front is going to cause our plane to just kind of nosedive to the floor. Now, one thing I want to be sure to add here is that it's important to remember to make sure that you're not aiming when you test your plane. You don't want to be throwing it at anything that is breakable or at anyone. And so be careful with these as you test them out and have fun with them. So let's test out our little dragon and see how well that he will fly. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. That was just kind of a little flick of my wrist just to see what would happen. And you could see we went a good little distance, but we still ended up kind of nosediving. But everything is still okay. So, as we've been saying, because it's true, any test that is a true or valid test, you should be able to repeat it and get the same results. So I'm going to try again. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, we had a much better flight that time. I'm sure you guys saw how it came in, then it kind of curved around, and it came and landed on the floor. I hope you guys had a lot of success in testing out your dragon flyers, your little dragon gliders. And I will be sure to add on our screen here a hashtag where you can tag us and add the pictures of your Dragon gliders so we can see what they look like. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun with testing these out, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.